Hello out there, folks. My name is Frank Leeper. You've probably seen a lot of my videos and all on YouTube and Twitter. And right now, I'm really upset with Merrick Bank. And I guess you know it by now. That's why I'm making this video, because I'm going to try to contact them right here. You're going to hear the conversation and all. I want to see why these calls. 4 times a day? They've called me over 80 times in this month. 80 times. And they're doing it in such a way that it annoys. And that's against the law. Because the law states about these calls that they're allowed to contact you about your debt. Either a creditor or a debt collector can contact you between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. And it's exactly what they're doing. But these calls aren't intended to annoy me. Why? Because I can't pay? And I don't know the bill? And all the calls I receive now, in November of 2019, and now in January of 2020, they dial the number, and the answer machine comes on, they don't leave a message. And I pick it up, nobody's there. So the robot, is taking care of all the calls. I guess they don't hire people to take the calls because it would cost them more than some of the debts they're trying to collect. Now, they're calling me on 7 different numbers they use. I've checked the numbers, and all of them go back to the call center. I was trying to figure out why those numbers. I have an idea now why those numbers. Because each one of those numbers goes to a different person in the call center. So they're able to distribute the calls coming in that way. I thought it had something to do with, when they call me 4 times, they use the same number. But maybe not. They're using all these numbers because so different people will get the calls. And they won't be all on one when the calls come in. So I am going to make an attempt to contact them now. I'm doing it on camera. So hopefully you'll be able to hear it. I have the phone here. Now let's see what they're going to tell me. Because they should know that Maria's passed away. Because I have a lawyer for that. When she first passed away a few months ago, he took care of all the accounts, one way or another. He may be able to collect something and maybe not, but he stopped the calls. When I contacted him about Merrick Bank, the call stopped. But it started up here again this year. So now, I think I decided I'm going to call now. I'm going to do it right now, so we'll see. I'm going to call one of the numbers that they have. There's 7 different numbers. Let me see what happens here. So I'm going to try to do this. Let's see. Well, another phone. This is the same phone that they use when they're calling me. So let me make sure I have all the numbers written down. Okay, let's see. Which one do I want to use here? Let's see. It doesn't really matter. Let's try this one. It's going to be a different person on every one of these numbers. Let me see. Sure I get this. Let's try this one. Let's see.
Quality assurance, your call may be monitored and/or recorded. Please stay on the line to speak with the next available customer care associate.
So what would you like?
Your credit card number?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to let you know that this call is being recorded.
And I agree to the recording, sir.
Did you agree?
No, I do not agree to the recording. No, sir.
Plus, if I didn't tell you, you would have had to agree to it, wouldn't you? I'm just telling you I'm recording it because...
Credit card number, sir.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Your account?
Okay, 412...
Have a good day. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, yeah.
Go ahead.
4120 6180 3632 7761.
And for the security of your account, can I please have your name?
My name is Frank Leeper, Leeper.
For security of your account, can you verify the last 4 of the primary social security number?
9016.
And your home landline number?
267 335 2861. I just want to know what's going on with this account. The card holder is Marie Holland, and she's passed away a few months ago, and I'm an authorized user on this account. Now, why am I getting all these calls every day, 4 times a day for the whole month?
Sure, let me explain, sir. If you allow me to explain, I can...
Sure, go ahead. I want to know. Go ahead.
So the account shows that it's past due. We haven't been notified that the primary's passed away, sir. So that notification was never given to us.
Okay, hold on. I got a lawyer in November when I couldn't pay anymore because I'm an authorized user and I was trying to pay. When I couldn't, I contacted an attorney that I use for different accounts, and he called in November. I think it was in November, and the call stopped. You know, he said he put a demand in or whatever. And then after a month and a half, all these calls started again in January. Now, the person is deceased, and he knows it, and I don't understand why I can't be held responsible for this account. I'm an authorized user.
Nobody's notified.
Well, that's why I'm calling now. I wanted to find out if you...
I'll argue with you, sir. I can get the information if you want me to help you, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You still there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just bringing up the information right now.
Okay, because I got a lawyer, so
All right, one moment. I just have to put you on hold, please, sir, so I can bring up the screen to help.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, they got me on hold. Listen to this. She doesn't know what to do. See it? She doesn't know what to do. She's got to get somebody else, I guess. Gotta listen to this, huh? The music, loud, compared to talking to her, huh? Okay. Now she wasn't notified. I have a lawyer, I'm pretty sure. He gave my name for the complaint. Now what's wrong now? See? That's why I decided to call. Now we got some music.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be...
Okay, and when did the primary pass away, sir?
Passed away in June of 2019.
So, June of what day of 2019, sir?
June 2nd.
June 2nd?
Yep.
We'll update the account accordingly with this information. It'll get routed to our special handling unit that handles this information, sir.
Okay.
And also to expedite this, it also helps if you send a copy of the death certificate to expedite the process of the account. So I can give you the emailing address where that can be sent to us.
Email, well, I don't have a way of doing it by email, but I could do it by mail.
Okay.
I mean, I kept paying it. Now, you're holding, she did pass away. I'm not going to say.
You're not listening to me.
Yeah, I know. I am listening to you, but a death certificate? I have that. I'm not worrying about the death certificate. I'm worrying about the death, you know, to a loved one. You don't even give me any condolences. You know, you're sorry for my loss. But you're only sorry for the loss of the money that Merrick Bank is not getting.
About the money, sir.
I mean, you know what? I'm not giving you a copy of the death certificate until I check with my lawyer. I have it and all. That's no problem. But, you know, I kept paying on this account as much as I could. But I just couldn't pay anymore. So the calls were directed. They weren't directed to me. They were directed to her in November. I understand that, so I contacted a lawyer. I'm surprised that he didn't mention that the case was in my name. Because I hired him. So the account was in her name. You asked the information, and I don't know why it wasn't notified that she had passed away. Because how come the call stopped for a month and a half? Then all of a sudden, it started up this month in the very beginning. 4 calls a day. That's harassment, and I'm getting annoyed over it as it is. I'm on social media for this now, and
Like I said, this call didn't start out very well, sir. I'm trying to assist you, and you never notified us, sir. Nobody notified us of anything, sir.
But you didn't notify me either. I mean, I'm getting calls every day, and not one time on the call was I left a message. How come nobody left a message on the calls to me? How come? How come I pick it up, nobody's there? I wanted to talk to somebody. So I called one of the many numbers that is on these calls every day. Now, I'm just going to, this is about, I know what you want. I'm going to contact my lawyer about it. You know why? I'm pretty sure he knows about it because I had other accounts with him through the few months there last year. And this was the one account that was the last account. I contacted him. And he took all the information, everything. And I gave him all the call list that I had, the phone log and all. And he told me he put a demand in and everything, and the calls did stop. And now I feel like I'm being harassed for the account. I'm not an authorized user. We have different names and different information, and we're not legally married either. And so I don't see why I'm going to be harassed for these calls. Keep calling me all you want, but I'm going to keep bad-mouthing Merrick Bank on social media all I want, all right? Okay, is there anything else you have to say today?
Have a good day. Thank you for Merrick Bank.
You too. Bye. Now, you heard it. Look at that. Nobody notified them that Marie passed away. What do you think of that, huh? I finally, I want to see now if the call stopped. They want a death certificate, huh? You gonna take my word for it? Well, like I said, I'll check with my lawyer about it. I already contacted the Attorney General, and I didn't think this woman was too happy. You notice she put me on hold with the music? I wonder why. Because it's one of their tactics. I told her that they're calling me and they don't leave a message, and I try to talk to them and they don't want to talk. Now, I told her at first. I did tell her that I'm recording it, and she said first she didn't want to, and then she decided to do it because when I called, they said that it was going to be recorded for customer assurance, right? Well, she knows it was recorded now. I hope it comes out. When I play it back here, I hope it's clear enough for you to hear it. Yeah, because I've been going through these. It's over 80 calls right now this month, and she doesn't know nothing about the calls. I let her know that, the information. Now, if they recorded it, fine. I did record it, and I was going to say that, well, when I post this, it's going to be today. It's going to be January 29th, 2020. So that's the day I called, plus I called in the morning here. The reason I called early was because I figured before they start calling me. Well, she asked me the information. Of course I have all the information. She acted like it was my account. You notice that? She talked to me about it. And she didn't even, I even told her, you didn't give any condolences or anything. Look at that. I said, you're worrying about not my loss of a loved one, you're worrying about the loss of money to Merrick Bank, huh? Well, I'll talk to the lawyer about it. I will. I'm going to give him a copy of this recording. Because I know when he contacted him, he probably used his experience, with these banks. So he was representing me, so he gave them my name and the account number. And I was on there, so they abided by it. But I'm pretty sure because it's in Marie's name, so he had to give her name. Now, like I said, those calls were directed to her. They weren't directed to me. Now she passed away, they want the death certificate, huh? So I give a death certificate, it stops the calls. That's not going to make up for all the calls that they gave. Now they're saying because I didn't notify them. No, because I was trying to pay them. That's why. I told her the date and all. Now anything after that, they were paid after that. I don't know, but a few months actually. I kept, as I paid some other bills, that I have to pay here to stay here. So I was trying to pay it. And I kept using it too. I won't deny that. But I said, why not? I needed it, so I used it and I paid. I reached the point that I couldn't pay. Now, I've been ranting here on social media for a while. Anybody that's seen some of my tweets, this is the newest one. This is the one I'm trying to, before this month is over. Now she wants the death certificate. I don't really want to send it, But I'm going to wait till I hear from the Attorney General. See if he answers me, because I want to see now that she put some comments on the account. I want to see if the calls today. I want to see. That's why I started early. I want to see if the calls, because the calls that they're making here, they call mostly in the afternoon and evening. They're not calling her in the morning. The earliest I got a call for them is like 11:30 in the morning, and after that it's all in the afternoon. No calls on Sunday. I wonder why. So they can say, "Oh well, we're not bothering him. We don't call on Sunday." They're allowed to call every day, according to the law. I know a lot of people aren't familiar with it. I'm not that familiar. That's why there's so many lawyers. They're allowed to call between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. And that's exactly what they're doing. But it doesn't really say how many calls. They're not supposed to annoy you. And these calls are meant to annoy me. You see what happened? I'm not that upset over that. I'm more upset that I lost my loved one for over 40 years that we were together. I'm upset over that. You heard me tell her. She still didn't respond and say, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss." When she asked me about when Marie passed away and all, I gave her the date and everything. And they see after that the account was being paid anyway. I did take responsibility. But when they start calling like that for her, it had to be for her because they said they didn't know. Nobody notified them. When I give this to my lawyer, this video I just made here, when I give it to him, if it came out, I don't know if this is going to come out. I may not use it. It depends. I want to see what he's going to do because I contacted him when the call started. He said that he was going to reach out to them. And I emailed and I told him about it, that we weren't legally married and all that. That I can't be held responsible for this account. And then I contacted him again. I said, the calls are still coming. He said, well, we'll make them stop. So far, it hasn't happened. Now, I've been withstanding these calls. So I've been going on social media every day. And the reason I am is because I am bad-mouthing Merrick Bank. But again, I just realized that Merrick Bank is not that big of a bank. Even though they've been in business over 20 years, they're not that big. They're known in the area where they are. I think it's in Texas. They're known in that area. I don't see them advertising. They're not one of the bigger banks, and they're doing all right, I guess. But they don't have the tactics that they should. They're bothering me over a bill that I don't know. Now you heard it that nobody notified them that she was. Maybe they did. Maybe he did, but he's maybe contacted the legal department, and I guess it's the collection department and all these different departments. They didn't make any effort, but it did stop though. That's the point, It stopped for a month and a half. So it must have been under some discussion there what to do. Because the fact that it said nobody notified them about Marie's death, well, how come it stopped for a month and a half? Which would indicate that they were discussing it, deciding what to do. So maybe they decided, since the complaint was in, some litigation, that maybe they could offset it by calling me about the debt. Well, they can call me all they want. I don't think I'm going to call them anymore. I doubt it. Because I'll contact my lawyer about this and see what he says, what he thinks could be done. Because if he says he's going to make them stop, well, I'm pretty sure he's not telling me that, because he's already done it before. I've had plenty of cases with him. So I'm pretty sure that he could do something about it, Now that I made contact, and I'm going to let them know that they said they didn't know about it. Now they want the death certificate. I don't even know if I want to send it, I don't trust them. I don't like them at all for what they did. Marie liked that account. This account with Merrick Bank was the last account that we had together. And during this time period, this is a couple years ago, and she was very happy then, at that point in time, but she wasn't before that. The lack of interest in everything, and then when that came in, I think I mentioned this before, oh, she was so excited. Frankie, I said, what is it, Marie? It was like back in, the old days when we were happier and all, younger. She said, oh, I'm pre-approved from Merrick Bank for $600. $600 to us is an awful lot, We combine everything and I try to pay the bills. And I said, oh, that's good. What else? He said, yeah, they're saying it doubled it. They wouldn't even double it. I said, Marie, your credit must be getting better. I didn't get that offer. She said, I know, that's good. So I explained it to her. I looked it all over, and I told her, the offer sounds good. They're going to give you $600. You're approved. And then after 7 months of on-time payments, they'll give you another $600. So, sounds like it's pretty good. She said, well, I told her, what do you want to do? Sign up on the phone? Or you want to do it on computer? She said, well, I'm afraid to do it on the phone. Because, you see what happens with these people? Very cold on the phone. You heard that lady. And I told her, okay, we'll do it on the computer. She never was too much for the computer. But she was so happy with this. I said, okay, I'll set it up, Marie. You can punch in the information. She says, what do I have to do? I said, you can use the keyboard. So I set the cursors up for everything, and she punched it all in. She knew how to type. She said, oh, I know how to type. This is nothing. Okay, so she typed it in, but she said, I don't know how to, get it to get in the right place. So it came down on the application. It said, authorized user. So I said, she said, yeah, I want you on there. Of course I do. I want, we share everything, So I said, okay, put my name. And I said, there's one more thing here. She said, what's all that writing and all? So I kind of explained to her. They want you to allow them to call you to service your account by using an auto dialer to dial our numbers. She said, well, I don't care about that. I said, because if you don't, they're not going to approve you. She said, you mean to tell me they're approving me and giving this offer and all, and if I don't agree to that, they're not going to give it? I said, they're not going to give it, Marie. It's up to you. Do you want to do it? She said, yeah, I want to do it. So I showed her where to check it. She checked it. It went in, and I said, she said, submit. She submitted it because she was aware of all this about this account. Okay, so we finished it off, and I went back in there, and she says, how am I going to know? I went back into email, and it came up, and it had Merrick Bank, and it said, you've been approved for $600 with the double the credit line after 7 months of on-time payments, and you should receive your cards in 7 to 10 business days. And Marie was so happy. She's jumping. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I said, and I gave her some instruction. I said, we get the cards, we'll each have one, and just be careful if you order anything, because she wanted to order on the phone, some things she wanted. I said, it's fine. Just don't give out, you don't have to give them your personal information. Don't be giving your social security and date of birth, because you never know what can happen. They have the credit card number, She said, oh, don't worry. I said, let me know whatever you order. So it wasn't too many things, and then she sent a lady to the store to get her some things, the lady that comes here every week, an aide. I said, make sure you tell her if she has any problems to call you, because, with your name on the card, and she used it, but they don't check that unless the card didn't go through. There was no problems whatsoever. So we both used it. I used it to pay down some of the bills and all, kept using it. Then Marie started getting sicker, a little bit sicker, and went to the emergency room, and next thing, they said she needs to go to a nursing home for long-term care. So I understood that and all, and of course, now things are different, our life changed then. So I still kept paying it, and I still would buy her things she wanted. I would bring her snacks in the nursing home and all that. So finally, she passed away in June of 2019. I'm upset over it. I'm grief-stricken yet, and I have to deal with Merrick Bank. I mean, you see the answer? I knew they were going to give me something like that. Maybe they knew about it, but they were trying to use the tactic, by calling me. Because, see, what makes me suspicious, like I said, they went a month and a half and no calls. So that tells me that maybe they knew it was in her name, and if she's deceased, they decided, maybe the legal team they have, well, go ahead, may as well bill him for it. We can add some more late fees on there and owe more money, and also, now, she got the call, and I documented it here. I don't know how I could say it's going to come out, but I'm going to contact my lawyer about it. Because I don't want him to be put on the spot either. Because I'm contacting him, and he's just responding to me. First he said that he'll reach out to them, and then he told me that he's going to make them stop. So I waited a while now. These weeks are passing here, and these calls keep coming in, and I keep writing them down. But I know there's something wrong, you know, that when it started up again, that maybe they know that she's deceased, but like I said, they're using this to try to collect it. They're trying to make me responsible. They want to try to get their money. I know they're not going to get anything. I tried to be as calm as I could on the phone with that woman on there about this account. You see how she was, right? I expected that. First, she didn't want to talk when I told her it was being recorded. Then all of a sudden, it shows you that there's something wrong. Do you see what she did? She put me on hold with that crazy music, right? Well, I'm not satisfied. I'm going to keep posting this about Merrick Bank. If you have an account with Merrick Bank, I would be very careful. I know out there's got to be some people that do. They have like 1 million customers. So they have them all over. But, you know, like what should I say? What's in your wallet? Well, it ain't going to be Merrick Bank in mine, that's for sure, after this. So I'm just letting you know, if you do have any problems, you can do something like, you know, contact them. That's what they want. They want me to contact them, but they don't want to contact me. They use the robot. They're hiding behind the robot, huh? And they have all these people set up to take these calls. Let's say it was early. This was really early now. This is before 9 o'clock in the morning. See, I can call them before 9 a.m. See, somebody's there, huh? Well, how come they can't leave a message on those calls? See, I didn't mention too much about the calls. I did mention it. I don't think she's too aware of it, you know, about the calls. She knows about it. It may even be on the account. But she didn't, you know. She knows that I was, the way my tone was, I held back. I just know not to get too upset over this. I feel a lot better that I called him. Now, they can't tell me that they don't know that she passed away, because she even told me about the death certificate. I mean, that's not something I would make up anyway. But if it comes down to it, I will send them a copy of the death certificate. But I'm not going to be too happy with a really bad letter with it. She wants me to email it. I'm not set up like that. Maybe I could make a copy, I don't know, with this tablet here. I don't know if I could do it, you know. You know, put the right in front of it and then snap it, you know, and then I could email that. But I'm working on it anyway. I'm just letting you know that you don't have to be harassed by these banks. And that's it. But this situation I'm in is different. You know, if you can't pay your bill, make every effort to try to contact them. But if you can't pay it and you stop them from calling you, you still do owe it. In my case, I really don't owe this bill. I don't owe it. I'm an authorized user. I keep saying that, you know. 2 different names. And I explained to you that she wanted that card, you know. She knew about it then and all. And what? I was an authorized user, and out of respect to her, I did try to pay for a while, you know. But my income got cut in half when she passed away. So I really couldn't do too much about it, you know. I wish I could have just paid it off. I would have. But now, well, right now, I don't want any more credit cards right now. I had enough problem with credit cards all my years. Merrick Bank is in business for, what, 20 years now? Over 20 years? I'm over 70 myself. So I got much more experience than Merrick Bank does. I got in trouble for credit cards myself over 20 years ago. And I've been trying to pay our bills for the last, like, 8 years. I've paid our bills on time. Our credit score didn't go up much. I tried to pay Marie's bills because I figured at least one of us would have better credit than the other one, you know, but it looked like it wasn't helping. It did. Marie's was getting a little bit better. That's why she got that pre-approved offer from Merrick Bank. I didn't get it. She did. Well, I think this is about, you know, time for me to cut this off pretty soon. I did make the attempt, and I got proof of it that I called Merrick Bank. I don't know how good it come out, but I hope it did come out good enough to hear what this woman is saying. I let her know that it was being recorded for quality assurance, and she didn't want to agree to it because I hit her with that in the beginning. When I called, recording came on and it said that, you know. So it's all right if they can record me. I can't record them? Well, I have a record of it because when I post this, it's gonna show the time and all. You know, it's gonna be the time when I sent it out, which is after I made the call. I think it's about time. I mean, if anybody, you know, wants to contact me, I'm gonna put it in the description. You know, my contact information and all. You know, and I hope that this might give someone courage. You know, that you don't have to take it no matter what. I mean, that's why there's lawyers, and that's why there's attorney generals. That's why the Consumer Protection Bureau, the Federal Trade Commission, and the FCC, they're all there, you know, to try to help the consumer. So, you know, those agencies can all be contacted. And they, you know, they do help you, because I contacted the Consumer Protection Bureau years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And what happened was, for the calling again, because I had sent one of these companies, one of the creditors, I sent them a cease and desist letter, and they stopped. Because they kept calling me, and I was trying to do a consolidation deal, and they didn't agree to it. They didn't want to do it, and they kept calling me. So I sent a letter, and they stopped. Now, when I contact the Consumer Protection Bureau, they go ahead and contact the bank. And the bank contacts them, and then they contact me. And this went back and forth for a while. And when it comes down to it, they're saying they call me 10 times a day or whatever it was, because I didn't answer the phone. So it came down to, they wanted me to withdraw the cease and desist letter, and then they would go along with the consolidation of the bill. I'm trying to pay them, and they didn't want to do it. So I didn't withdraw the cease and desist, because I figured if I do, and I can't pay again, they're going to start calling again, and I probably couldn't do it. They're going to say, well, you already withdrew it. So that was one instance. I've been through a lot of it, you know. But this last one with these calls, it's kind of subtle, you know, the way they call. Like I said, they call 4 times close together, then not at all. Then I'm calling Sunday. They call Saturday 4 times, Sunday no calls, and then all of a sudden Monday, they wait till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And when I get the first call, I already know that's going to be at least 3 more. And then once I get the 4th call, that's it. I write it all down and all. Okay, so that's about it for now, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to keep posting this for a while. If I get any answers from either the Attorney General or my attorney or Merrick Bank, because they haven't really sent anything in the mail, they send the bill. And she acted like the bill was current, but it's not. It's like 3 months behind. So all I can say is, I hope it helps somebody what I'm trying to do. Because I'm against all this tactics that they use, you know. We don't have to withstand it, you know. So the best thing to do is, like I say, get one of these attorneys, and they can't help you. I mean, you don't have to pay. But in this case, I don't know. In my case, it looks like this thing with her passing away has something to do with this, you know. Because they're trying to collect it. And I know. I know that's what it is. Because I am an authorized user. I keep repeating this. I'm not a joint card holder. Because if I was, when the bill came in, it would have both names on it. It doesn't. It just has her name. And we're not legally married. And I'm not a co-signer. And we don't have an estate either, so there's nothing they're going to get out of this bill. All they're doing is creating aggravation. They're creating a bad reputation on their part. Because I'm not done with it, you know. I can always, you know, rant on social media like I've been doing. And that's why I've been posting so much every day, because I want to make sure that I get to as many people as I can. By doing it like, you know, put it on there one time and then some people respond, I see a few views, and then that's about it. But if I've been doing this for a few weeks now, and I noticed if I took all the views that I got from all the posts that I put, you know, the repeat tweet, I would have a lot more I have than I would if I was doing it just one time. So I know I'm going to get to some people. And it may help you. Remember about these attorneys. There's plenty of them that do it on a... You don't have to pay. In other words, if they get you money, you get them. They don't take a percentage either. Most of them, as far as I know, they don't. So the main thing you got to do is find one, tell them your situation. They may take it and they may not. Like the attorney I have, very good. I appreciate all his good work and all, and I'll give his information in the description. But there's plenty of them. If you just look up Merrick Bank, look up Merrick Bank lawsuits or something like that, and you're going to see ads in there for lawyers. Why? Because they know that they can get money. Because Merrick Bank would have to pay their fees and the court costs if you win the case. And they have to stop calling then. Because that's part of the stipulation of the settlement. The call's got to stop. So, see, you noticed in that recording that when I recorded that woman, she said landline number. You noticed that? She mentioned that. How come she didn't ask for the cell number? You notice how the way they're trained for that? Because they know they're allowed to call on the cell, not on the cell, but on the landline, using the auto dollar. So they did abide by the law, because they put their name and one of their numbers, and they all go to the call center. I proved that because I just called them. So if anybody wants to, play this again, listen to it, but I'm going to go over it. I may not post this. It all depends. If that recording comes out, clear enough, I probably will. Because I got proof that I contacted them. So if they can't tell me now that they don't know that Marie passed away, they can't tell me that. So I said, well, you can't say I didn't contact you, because like they say, better late than never. But I took it because I had a lawyer and I didn't want to go through this. I thought if he tells him the situation, which he must have, because the call stopped. It stopped in November. I think there was 50 calls, and it stopped. And I know they were directed to Marie, but she had already passed away. So now, I don't know what they're going to do. I'll find out now, even though she got that information. Remember, she put me on hold? I guess what? She doesn't know what to do? Had to check with somebody, huh? Well, I don't care what she did. I want to see today now if I get any calls. I probably will now, maybe. They may keep it going. Or they discuss it, that as disgruntled as I am, as upset as I am, I think that they're going to they might stop. I don't know. If they do, I'll make a post and all, but I don't think I'm going to stop ranting and raving about the way they handle things. The way they do things with those calls. Okay, I hope everybody has a nice day out there. Thanks for listening to all this. I hope it was helpful to somebody. Bye for now.